As a former EMT and CPR instructor, I was trained on what is still today the most popular CPR manikin, the Laerdal Annie, which today is over 60% market share. My entire ambulance team trained frequently as you had to establish a spontaneous response to an emergency. Living at a time in a community with an older population, heart attacks ranked at the top of the calls that we received. Like many of you today, you have trained on that current manikin. You have most likely experienced the same thing that we did. Unfortunately, there's a gigantic difference in the feel of the chest compressions from a manikin to a real human. The sound of cracking ribs, the sternum on a human versus the artificial rubbery snapping of the manikin, and an important factor is that once the human chest is compressed, it does not pop back into place. In reality, the recoil of the chest is dampened. HCR's new patented CPR manikin is the only manikin that has been designed to replicate such dynamics of the human body. I remember the look on the face of teammates as they did their very first real victim CPR, as the ribs cracked, the sternum broke, and the chest not rising like it did in the manikin. It was obvious that the training we were going through was inadequate for real-life situations. Well, that has changed. HCR has created a real-life-like manikin that feels and sounds just like what you experience in the field. It is absolutely unique from anything in the marketplace today. The facts are, the American Heart Association has emphasized in its most recent guidelines that truly effective, life-saving CPR depends primarily on performing chest compressions that are 2 inches deep, delivered at a suggested 100 pounds of thrust, and performed at a rate of 100 compressions per minute. The HCR CPR manikin is the only one that meets all of those suggested guidelines. And who doesn't remember the Bee Gees song, Staying Alive? The manikin will provide the soundtrack, the one song used by the American Heart Association to set the proper pace required to achieve 100 compressions per minute. With a market size of 4.5 million mannequins worldwide and a repurchase of mannequins every 3 years, this calculates to an available annual global market of 1.5 million mannequins. 38% of that market is right here in the US and Europe, growing at a rate of 2.5% per year. GIA, an independent research firm, also forecast that the growth in other areas of the world would be greater. Developing markets of Eastern Europe, Russia, the Far East, and Asia Pacific. HCR believes there are 5 primary competitors. 2 of them are Laerdal and Ambu. Laerdal's acquired 60 to 70% of the market share, and Ambu is 7%. Their mannequins sell for $225 to $275 each, but neither of these has those lifelike features previously discussed. If HCR's mannequin called Charlie is priced at, say, $300, this would generate a total market of approximately $450 million annually. So what's our end game? Either license our technology or sell the patent. The 2 competitors I mentioned, Laerdal, may want to maintain their dominance in the marketplace. Ambu has already indicated a need to acquire new products. If licensed, a 5th-year market share as small as 10% would yield annual royalties of approximately $5 million, with a return to investors exceeding 40%. This calculation includes any front-end fees negotiated with the licensee. The HCR technology could also be used as a licensee to enhance their existing products. So how do we get there? HCR will build 25 mannequins and loan them to first responders, training organizations that HCR owners have built positive relationships with. That includes both the American Red Cross CPR directors and training staff. This will generate feedback from these organizations that can be used as positive testimony for promotional purposes. If you want to be involved in a market release of this patented and dramatically unique life-saving technology, there is an opportunity to earn an attractive return while also helping to save lives. Thanks for your interest in HCR.